Today we're going to jump straight into the charts because we're going to talk about Lina, which is a derivatives project, top superstar project. I actually got into this really early. It did incredibly well, took some profits. It did a nice pullback. So actually I just want to jump straight into the chart. So if you're getting familiar with Elliott wave and Fibonacci theory, you'll see how powerful it is in us predicting with high probability of what's likely to occur next, so we can maximize our entry points and also plan for our exit points to maximize our profit. If you like this type of content, give me a like because it gives me feedback that you like this content, that is helpful. Subscribe, hit the bell notification because I want to produce more videos like this and find out what's going to help you the most. But let's dive right in to Lina or Linear. So the ticker symbol is Lina, Lina, top derivatives projects, doing incredibly well. It's currently just under 500 billion market cap. But the potential on the upside, which I'm going to show you now, is huge. So if you're familiar with Elliott wave theory, typically markets move into 5 waves. But the wave 5 or the wave 1 actually breaks down into 5 mini waves. So you can see this here. It's done a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this is a wave 1 high. And then typically what happens afterwards, it does an A, B, C correction. And we can see this is textbook. This is beautiful. This is that poetry in motion because it represents mass psychology of the markets, of everybody participating, and it actually even factors in the news. So here we can see this beautiful A, B, C correction. Now, typically, when you have a wave 1, a wave 2 comes back 50% of the price movement of the wave 1. And then there's a few other price points where wave C is normally the same length as wave A. So these lines down here are Fibonacci ratios, and you can see it's like hit on, bang on those ratios and then bounce. So that's point 1. Point 2 is we've got this classic pattern, A, B, C. That's point 2. That's 2 confluences of events. And when you have time, price, pattern coinciding, you tend to see a reversal. So what's the other confluence of events? I'm going to show you now. I'm going to do this one live. It's called a time retracement. So we're going to click this trend-based fib time. And just if you're wondering what software this is Trading View, or it's called Trade View or Trading View. Brilliant software. You can get a free version and you can do everything that you're seeing me do. So time typically, if you click the wave 1 low, if I just start from over here, and then to the wave 1, top of wave 1. Let me just do that one more time. Wave 1 low, the top of wave 1, and we want to project forward 50%. Why 50%? Because typically a wave, you have a wave 1, and the time it takes for us to complete a wave 1, the time it typically takes for a wave 2 is a minimum of 50%. And normally you'll see a wave 2 correct literally 50% of the time it took to wave 1. Now these are powerful Fibonacci ratios which really factor in human psychology combined with Elliott wave theory. So this 0.5 up here represents 50%. So it's done as a decimal, but that's just the platform. So 0.5 represents 50%. So now you see this blue line here. So now we have this beautiful line, time, price, and pattern coinciding with a momentum indicator showing us that we're what's called oversold, and when it crosses over, the momentum moves to the upside. So now we have 4 things: time, price, pattern, and momentum, that tells us there's a high probability that we're seeing a wave 2 low. So I've been watching this for a while, and you'll see it bounce perfectly. So when would be a potential good buying opportunity? Would it be right now? Well, actually, because it's now overbought with this momentum indicator, ideally we want to wait for it to pull back into this zone. So what does that mean for price? So let's now zoom in to a 4-hour chart. So at the moment, it's a daily chart where every bar represents 1 day. We're going to zoom in where every bar represents 4 hours, because on a zoomed in angle, you'll be able to sometimes see the clearer subdivisions of the waves, which will make it easier to see when is the best time to buy. So it's minimum downside and maximum upside. But before we do that, what I've also projected for you is when you have a wave 1 and a wave 2, what typically comes after is a wave 3. And wave 3 tends to be the biggest, strongest impulse wave where you can make the most profits. So what I've done for you here is a typical extension of a wave 3 is 1.618% of the wave 1. So this line here represents where it's likely the price will go to if this ends up being a wave too low. And the price is 40 cents. So currently it's nearly 10 cents, just over 10 cents. That's a 4x. That's a 4x. So there's a nice setup here for a potential 400% return. Make sure you apply proper risk management. Make sure you got your initial exit point ready. You want to exit your first point at 2x, 3x, 4x. Why? Because you want to take money off the table, so your initial investment, so you're risk-free, and then you can hold out for the rest of the position and ride that wave, and even compound if you know those advanced strategies. So let's zoom in. I'm going to jump into a 4-hour chart, and I want to zoom in. Let me just readjust this. So what do you see here? So if I just get rid of these lines now, just so it's clear on the chart. These are valuable lines, but we can get rid of them just so it's clear. Let's get rid of the indicator as well. So this is a 4-hour chart, but this was the last part of the movement. But what do you see? Do you see any pattern unfolding when it comes to Elliott wave? Can you see a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Well, let me tell you what I'm seeing. So if I just click this over here, we can just draw from this low. It looks like a wave 1, a wave ABC over 2, a nice wave 3, an ABC over 4, and what looks like to be forming a potential wave 5 high. Now, this is on a micro scale, so it might not be the best time. I mean, you can buy now in the grander scheme of things, but if it's going to pull back 50%, that might be a much better buying opportunity. So how do we just project forward if this is likely to be a wave 5 high? Well, there's a couple of extensions. The most powerful one for a wave 5 high is actually a wave 1 to the top of a wave 3 from the base of a wave 4. And the most important number, R2, is going to be 62% and 100%. 100% tends to be the typical maximum, and 62% is the most common. So here we can see we've hit the 62%, we've got a pattern, so it's looking highly probable that this might be a temporary wave 5 high. So what should we anticipate? Well, if this does turn out to be a wave 5 high, typically what you'll get is a 50% retracement. So if I just go from here to here, and I'm just going to adjust this to 50% to 78.6%. That's the typical retracement of a wave 2. And if I just draw it so it's really, really visual for you. Well, I've drawn the wave 2 already beforehand, but typically how it unfolds is a minimum of 3 waves. So it looks something like this if it does unfold this way. Like an A, B, and something like a C. So if I just change this so the trend lines come in, so you can see it clearly. Now, I would personally wait for a correction, be very patient. Then you might be asking the next question. How long is this correction going to take before the wave 2 low, if this does fold out this way? Because remember, it's high probability. It's not guarantees. It's just Elliott wave and Fibonacci theory, but it really, more often than not, maps out really, really nicely, especially in the crypto markets. Typically, it's 50% of wave 1. So we can actually put a time target and a price target. So if I go from this low to this high, 50% is 7th of May at 8 a.m. So we don't want to enter a long position until the 7th of May, which is the typical minimum time taken to do a correction. Can it just shoot up? Can it go? Of course, anything can happen. But we always want to invest with the probability in our favor. And minimum, we want to see the price come back down to at least 10 cents. Now, 12 cents to 10 cents, does that sound like a big deal? It's a very big deal. That's a 20% difference. So when you are calculating that in the long run, that can make a huge difference in terms of your profits and your risk profile. So there you have it. Lina, Lina, is a synthetics platform, derivatives, powerful. If you use the platform, second to none. They're connected with the Binance Smart Chain, so transactions are cheap. You can do staking, you can take a loan, there's an exchange, there's multiple use cases. But if we just take all of that aside and just look at the chart patterns from a psychological standpoint, Elliott wave, Fibonacci, and time pattern price and momentum, this looks like a great setup for a real good impulse wave. But now that we've zoomed in, right now might not be the best time. I would personally suggest wait until at least the 7th of May. So today's the 3rd. So we're looking for 2, 3, 4 days. So 4 days technically. And if it does unfold to a 3-way down and it goes below 10 cents, then if you're just buying the underlying assets, the tokens, that would be one way, just buy and then have your plan. If you're trading this on a particular platforms, which you can, then that would be, you want to have your stop losses in place. but most people are buying the underlying token. Lina, exciting. It's likely to get to over $1 billion market cap, maybe even $2 billion market cap over the next 3 to 6 months. So if you found that helpful, this is high level stuff, guys, high level stuff, but I want to simplify it for you. I want to give you more content like this. What do you want me to analyze for you? Looking at Elliott wave patterns and Fibonacci, where it could be useful for you. Let me know, comment below, like, subscribe, hit the bell notification. I want to bring you more and more highly probable setups, low market cap, mid market cap, high market cap. If you just bought something and you're not sure, hey, ping me a note, put it in the comments, ask me to do an analysis for you, and I will do it for you. All right, I'm Jagir, I'm your coach, I'm your mentor. Help me help you by telling me what you need help with. All right, I'll see you soon.